Hey Vikings, this is how you are going to do the create your own country assignment. First, you are watching the explanation video. Thank you for doing that in advance and following the directions. Then, on the back of the paper, create a map for your new country. Name your country and label it cities and major landforms, then answer the following questions in complete sentences. So you are going to, normally you would just click on this and would open it in the desktop app, or in the web app, but I need you guys to open it in the desktop app because we're going to do drawing. So instead of clicking here, you're going to click these three dots right here. So I'm going to click the three dots and I'm going to choose open in Word. Okay, not in Teams, not in Word Online. Don't bother downloading it, just open in Word. So again, the way that I did that is I clicked on these three dots on our menu and then open in Word. When we do that, it's going to open up the Word document. In a second, that's another document I have open. There we go. So we have our objective or directions, everything our map must include, the 4 questions we're going to answer, and the map itself. So follow along with me as I read the objective. I can create a new country with its own environment, culture, and physical characteristics. Like I read before on the back of the paper, so this part, or you could do it on your own paper and take a picture and email it to me or attach it to this assignment, or wait until you come back to school to turn it in. You are going to create the map for your new country. You will name the country and label it cities and major landforms. Take your time because you will be graded on how neat it is, in addition to including all of the necessary information. Then, after you've created your map, you will answer the following questions in complete sentences. So the things that your map must include, you must have your country's name. You must have clear borders. You must have a legend. You must have a compass rose. You must have a capital city marked with a star. You must have at least 5 different cities marked with dots. And you must have at least 2 landforms: mountains, lakes, rivers, deserts, rainforests, etc. Just means anything that is not already included, you can also add. So even though canyons isn't on here, you can have canyons. Even though valleys aren't on here, you can have valleys. You get the point. And then if you have time, you can also add icons with a key to show 3 natural resources that are found in your made-up country. These things could be things like gold or oil or cotton or ice or wood or animals or iron ore or coffee. Again, I ran out of space, but you could also do silver. You could do just a whole bricks, just a whole bunch of other opportunities. After you've created your map, you're going to answer these 4 questions. Number 1, describe the weather and the environment of your country. Now, when we're talking about weather, we are talking about, is it hot? Is it cold? Is it dry? Is it humid? What does it feel like when you are outside? Number 2, describe the culture of your country. So when we're talking about culture, we are normally talking about things like food and clothing and music and games and sports. So in my country, the culture, we have a special Hawkins Land dish that is very similar to burritos, except like 1,000 times better. So that's something I'm going to write. Clothing, everybody is required to wear jeans and flip-flops and trainer t-shirts in my country. And so that's something that I'm going to write when I describe about the culture of my country. What kind of music is unique to your country, and what kind of sports are unique to your country? Then you'll describe what your country is most famous for. Please do not be like one of the goofuses in my class and say, my country is famous for me. No, what is happening in your country that is unique to the country that you have made up? And then for number 4, you are going to pick one aspect that you described from either 1, 2, or 3, and you will explain why that specific thing is important to your country's culture. Okay? So if I say the weather is very cool and mild, I'll explain that it's important to my culture because we are able to wear jean shorts sometimes, and that's how we can wear flip-flops all year round because it's a very cool climate. And it's not too hot, it's not too cold, and so it's comfortable all year round. Okay? So before you can answer these questions though, you actually have to draw your country. So I'm going to show you how to draw on Word. Reason why I'm having you guys open this in Word is because you need to be able to draw, and you can't do that on the desktop app. You need to be able to draw, and you can't do that on Word Online or on Teams. So the very first thing you are going to do is you are going to click over here and draw. You've got a bunch of different drawing tools that you can use. I'm going to use this first one, which is a pen. I'm going to change the color to black, and I'm just going to do a medium thickness. We'll be fine. I know that it's done correctly because that draw button is grayed out. So now I'm going to go and click over here, and I'm going to use my stylus. Oops. There we go. I'm going to use my stylus, which is that little pen looking thing that came with my laptop. Make sure you don't lose that. Those are going to be expensive to replace. And I'm going to write the name of my country. My country is going to be Hawkins Land. Okay. So I remembered that the very first thing I had to include was my country's name. Now I need clear country borders. So I'm going to draw. It does not matter what shape your country is, but you need clearly lined up borders. Again, if you want to draw this on paper and email me a picture or attach a picture to the assignment, you can also do that. Now I need a legend. So I've left myself a little bit of space over here. I'm going to put my legend right there. And again, you can always pause this video if I'm going too quickly. I also need a compass rose. Looks like I've got some space over here, so I'm going to draw my compass rose right there. And I remember from elementary school, the mnemonic device that we used was never eat soggy waffles. So we have north, east, south, and west. Okay. So I have finished everything on the left side. Now the fun stuff where I actually get to create my country. So the first thing I need to do is a capital city marked with a star. So I'm going to put my capital right in the middle of the country. I'm going to draw a star, maybe a little bit better than that. There we go. I'm going to draw a star, and the name of my capital is Citiesville. There we go, Citiesville. And I'm going to add that to my legend. So I'm going to remember the legend is to explain what each of the symbols mean. So I'm not going to write the title of my or the name of my city because that's already on my map. I'm going to say that star is the capital city. Okay. And then I need at least 5 different cities marked with dots. Okay. So I'm going to put a city here. I'll put a city there. I'll put a city there. And then I'll put another city right next to it. I'm also going to name those. And I'm going to add them to my legend. So a dot means it's a city. Okay. And then at least 2 different landforms. So the examples that Ms. Hawkins gave me were mountains and lakes and rivers and deserts and rainforests. Let's say we see something like that. If we see that on a map, we can guess that it's a lake. And I'm adding it to my legend. If I see that on a map, I can guess those are, good job, mountains. And I'm going to add that to my legend. Well, what if you see something like this on a map? Do you know what that is? No. So you're going to have to, this is the whole point of the legend. The legend says we can, or the legend lets us be able to make our own symbols, and those symbols will help us understand, or the legend will help us understand what those symbols mean. So for me, that symbol is going to be a desert, okay? So you have to have all of these things. And then if you want, you can also add icons of natural resources. Then you will answer these questions. You are in middle school, so you're answering in complete sentences. That is an expectation at this point. When you are done, you can just X out. As soon as it's done saying saving, you can X out. And then once you go back to Teams, you're going to click the little turn in button right there. Remember, if you have any questions, you can email me and you can always ask for help. Be good people, make good choices. Go Vikings.